You have a question? Oh, yes, I have an answer. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. This is another episode of Ask James. Let's get to our email. Hey James, love your channel and messy Mimi. Thanks. Okay, so here's the tea. I met this guy through mutual friends when we were freshmen in college. We never had any type of romantic relationship. We would just hang out in our group of friends from time to time, and that was that. I was really digging him, but I was never sure if he was gay or not, so I never made any moves on him. That summer, we both were in summer school and started hanging out one-on-one because we were the only ones out of our group on campus. Our friendship got closer, but still nothing romantic. And I hadn't said anything about how I felt. Fast forward to our junior year, and he starts with our group of friends to gay. Ooh. Okay, he starts going with our group of friends to gay night at the club out here. At first, I didn't think too much of it because we were all friends and maybe he was just going to go. Then he started going without us with other people he knew from work or whatever. As time went on, he and I would go by ourselves pretty regularly, and it was no tea. He would enjoy himself, not awkward or anything. Soon after I graduated, I decided to tell him about my feelings for him. He didn't really say much. He was just like, that's cool, and that was it. Fast forward to now. We're both out of school and still close. Not in a relationship, but we travel together most times with friends and keep in contact regularly. He does little stuff like send me romantic songs or flirts with me on the low, but has never made any real move on me or told me he wanted to pursue something. He hasn't dated any women since college, but he's still portraying himself as straight in public. I still have feelings for him, but at this point, I feel like I'm just wasting time. If something were going to happen, wouldn't it by now? Sometimes I think maybe he's just not ready to fully accept his sexuality, which I understand. But how long is a bitch supposed to wait? Laugh out loud. I don't think talking to him about it would help because he probably wouldn't open up. What do you think? Thanks. And then P.S. When you go on Drag Race, I will be your biggest fan. Laugh out loud, turn it out. Okay. Thank you very much. And if I ever make it on Drag Race, I will definitely need you in my corner. You know what? There's some good things about this and there's some bad things about this. As far as waiting on something to happen, I'm going to say right away, yes, you are wasting your time. I take it that you do like him. The thing is, you let it be known that you actually like him, which is something that I could have never done because I've told you all in the past. I am really not that forthcoming when it comes to me and dealing with relationship stuff. I'm very docile when it comes to that. It's like, if you don't come to me, I'm not coming to you. So kudos to you for actually doing that, but you've actually done that. Now, there could be a couple things. He could very well not be comfortable with his sexuality. Because that happens. And sometimes it does take people a very long time. But everybody has to do that in their own time. And you can't push it because you'll ruin whatever the friendship was to try to push it. I just hate that you're actually in this spot that you really like him that much that you have been kind of waiting on something to happen. But I'd say kind of let it go and go on. If it's meant to be, it will be. You know, because things like this, they don't happen in your time. And I've said that before too. It doesn't happen in your time. You don't create the time. It will create itself. When people are supposed to be together, the universe puts them together. It's nothing that you could actually create on your own. So don't be sitting around waiting on him to come around, because he may never come around. He may never actually be comfortable with being gay. He may actually just be comfortable with what he has going on. You know what I mean? He may be comfortable with hanging out with you and your friends, and being around, being around you guys and that kind of thing. But he may never get to a point where he's comfortable to actually pursue that, the sexual aspect or the relationship aspect. He may never get there. So don't you dare hold yourself up while doing that. Because one thing that I did notice in the letter, you didn't say that he ever went off and did anything with anybody else. You didn't mention any other trysts or anything like that with anybody. All he's done is actually hang out at the club. The only thing that he's done kind of suspect is, he plays the game with the romantic songs and different things like that. He's sending mixed signals. But I ain't got time to be stroking nobody's ego. I really don't. I have absolutely no time to be stroking anybody's ego, trying to figure out who you dating and who you ain't dating and all that. I ain't got time for all that. I don't have time for all that. When you put yourself out there and he didn't reciprocate, then right then, that was time for you to move on with whatever it is that you're going to do. Now, if he, by chance, misses the chance of actually having you, then whose problem is that? Who won and who lost? Because right now, you're kind of giving him the upper hand when you actually have it. Because you're already comfortable with yourself. You're already established. You're already where you need to be, and you waiting on him to catch up. Ain't nobody got time for that. And, child, move on. I'd keep your friendship. And maybe he knows, because see, there could be something about himself that he knows that maybe he's not willing to screw up the friendship. You know what I mean? Because we all know ourselves better than anybody else. So there could be a lot of different components with that. And just keep in mind, when it comes to sexuality, some people never, ever get comfortable to actually live a gay life. And I don't think with this that you would actually really want to just have like a tryst with him. You don't want to have a couple nights with him or anything like that. You actually want him as a mate. And that may never actually be possible. That may never actually be available. So, no, I wouldn't sit around and wait on that. And just trust me, if it's meant to be, it'll be. It'll happen. It ain't going to happen in your time. It'll happen in the universe's time. But, no, don't be sitting around waiting on him, child. And don't keep stroking his ego. You already told him how you felt. That's it. That's done. I would never tell him again. I told you how I felt, and that's it. You didn't say anything. Cool. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Move on. All right. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely, this email has actually been sitting for a while. I told you all that I've been really backed up on because the flood of the questions actually came in, and I love it. I thank you guys so much. But thank you so much for being so patient with me getting to your email. And like I said, I really appreciate you all watching and participating in all the things that I do and supporting me. So definitely, if Rue calls, I'll give you a call. All right, later. You have something you need to get off your chest or something you need some help with? I'll give it my best shot. Send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com, and in the title line, you want to put Hey James to make sure that I actually see it. If you don't put Hey James in the subject line, I'm not going to see it. It's going to continue to be an issue. So send me an email and we'll talk about it later.